Hello. This week we are learning about a time in David's life where his mood could have gone very dark. If you've ever had a chance to dream and imagine something that you think is totally awesome and cool, and then someone tells you no, it's not the best feeling. Well, to describe that feeling of angst and frustration, possibly a little bit of anger or sadness blown in there, we're using black. David could have chosen to have a black mood after God told him, no, don't build the temple for me. Your son's gonna do that. Well, black is a pretty interesting color, and it's had its ups and downs in the fashion world. Sometimes it represents good things, sometimes it represents not so good things. But one thing is really unique about black. There's only one other color like it, and that's white. If you do anything to black, it's no longer black. I'm sitting out here in my front porch because we just painted our walls blue. And I kind of like the way it looks right now. I love the blue that our door's chosen, although it looks kind of just gray blah there in the video. It's a very nice, pretty slate gray blue. This blue, though, is so bright. My husband and I spent lots of time looking at paint chips, different colors, different shades. And these are all different. Like, they look like they're pretty similar, but there's just enough difference between them to give them their own color. Now, blue was last week when we were sad, and I'm kind of blue that we chose this blue. But we're not talking about blue right now, we're talking about black. I can't add anything to black. Black is interesting for a couple different reasons. In art, it means there's several different colors thrown in together to make a darker color that will absorb the light, or it doesn't reflect the light very well. This blue is super bright and it reflects lots of blue in the day. My black sweater doesn't reflect light, therefore our eyes don't see the color, they see black. It's also dark outside right now. I've got the light on for my porch, but if I stand just a little bit away from that, you don't see, well, there my face is in the light, but everything else is black. And that's because there is an absence of light. So that's the scientific part of it. We have white light. Now I'm backlit, and so you can't see me at all, but you see the light behind me. Let's go back to where you can see all of me, because that's a little less weird. So what do we do when we feel like black, when we feel we're in a dark mood, or our temper is just frustrated at someone telling us no for no apparent good reason? David had a really good idea. He wanted to build a temple to honor God, so people would have a place to worship God. That sounds like a really good idea. But God had a different plan. He said, no. You've been a man of war, and I want a man of peace to build my temple. You've been moving me from place to place in a tent for the last, I don't know how many years. Well, God knew how many years. I just don't know how many years. I'm fine in my tent. It'll be okay. David did not go into a black mood when God told him no. David actually thanked God, and he thanked him for letting David know some of God's plans, his plans to let Solomon have the throne, the plans to have Solomon be a man of peace, and for Solomon to build the temple. We'll learn more about Solomon in a couple of weeks. But for right now, when you're feeling kind of dark, you're feeling maybe mad and frustrated, and you don't know who to trust, remember that God is behind everything. He knows what's going on. And even though it doesn't seem to make sense to us right now, we know that His plan is going to work out for the best possible outcome. So there you go. I hope you have fun this week exploring some of the blacker fashion options, maybe some of the blacker art options. I know you got to do some charcoal drawing with Auntie Terry. And I will see you on Friday. Have a good week. Bye.